Hey everybody, welcome to the next video. It's not a commentary this time because unfortunately, my first game today was just a huge Zoe pop-off, and sadly my PC crashed and you're going to see me disconnect in the middle of this game, so that's when it happened. It's not just me lagging because obviously a recording, it doesn't matter if I'm lagging, I'm not streaming, it's a recording. But I actually crashed. That ruins the recording, and obviously I don't want to restart the recording where it's like already 10 minutes into the game. So I just played it out. But in this game, we have Tyler1, Night Blue on my team, and Professor Collie on the other team, but I'm not playing versus him. He's actually top laning Collie this game. I will say, I'm sorry if you only like the commentaries and not the post-game analysis, but I think this game was maybe just too valuable to not go over because it was just a really good game. And it has good points. It's a long game. It's like 40 minutes long, and also there's going to be a lot of boring points that I might just skip over, possibly, because their team comp is extremely boring to play versus. I turn off ping noise because ping noise I feel like kind of is not good inside of these replays, because it can get kind of annoying. But there was a point where basically it's a stalemate between us, but the issue is Rengar goes full damage. Like, he goes Infinity Edge Rengar. I died to him once this entire game. I died in 0.3 seconds. Instantly. There was no counterplay. So for the rest of the game, I basically never ever put myself vulnerable to a point that I will ever die again. And because of that, we can never pressure. So the game takes forever because everybody's just stuck. By the way, if it looks like it's zoomed out, it is, because inside replays you can do this. So gameplay might look a little bit more different because of that. My early game was bad, by the way. Super bad. So my idea for the early game, whenever I'm playing Zoe or any champion versus a certain thing, is what is abusable. My cooldown is low. My wave clear is good. Zillion cooldown on his Q is high, so I think that I should just be shoving him under tower. I do a shake hand trade. I miss my Q, but that's okay. I'm just going to go for the trade anyways. Even though we missed our ability, we still can get that electrocute proc off, and I'm still just constantly trying to shove him under tower so he can't see us well. That's my main goal. And that's what you should be thinking about with every matchup that you play, you know? Do I want to shove them under tower? Do I want to keep the wave even? In most cases, you almost always want to shove them under tower. And this guy was playing really aggressive, so I just ignited for damage. Like, what, I think it's like 3 minute 30 second. It's a very short cooldown, so I'm like, whatever, I'll just use it. I put a ward down because Rengar might gank. I've played with this player before. Can't see his name or anything, but oh, I don't know if I said Zach is the Night Blue and Tyler1 is the Pike this game, by the way. I guess I said their name, maybe I didn't mention where they are. A fight happens here. There's nothing we can do. It's a Rengar. He can just stop my bubble. So he just gets rid of it. I kind of waste some time. There were pings going off that we should collapse on him. Nothing we can do, right? There's some champions. It's like trying to do something versus a Yone. Some champions that have cleanse versus Zoe are way more broken during the early game against me than others. Like, if I play versus a GP mid, there's actually nothing you can do with Zoe. Actually. Because he'll list orange every single time you sleep him, and you can't punish. Try to get the wave under tower. I don't remember if I fully reset here, because when I do reset, it is a fresh wave. Or the wave is already here. Yeah, I decided to not reset, because I would actually miss creeps. But the good news is that because I pretended to reset here, right, and I went back, this is something that I actually don't talk about very often, but you can do this with anything. If you are in a state where you're like, okay, if I step up towards this Zillion here, and I get ganked by Rengar, it could be bad, right? This is when my PC is like freaking out, by the way. As I said, it crashes. Once I'm back, it's fine. Like, my inputs weren't going off or something. It was really, really weird what was happening. I don't know what it was, but it's good now. So, let's say that if we go think about how the wave state was, it was like even. But I pretended I reset away from him, so I'm out of his vision. In most cases, they're going to hard shove. And the good news about that is that as soon as they hard shove, I can step back up because they just use their abilities on the wave. So if you're ever in a spot where you're not really low, like I'm not in danger of dying, as you can see with my HP and mana, but I could get punished, maybe losing flash, or I could even die if I get ganked, right? Then you can actually back away from the wave sometimes if it is an even wave, and see if the opponent will shove the wave out, thinking that you're basing, so they can base themselves, and then step back up once they do that, and be like, oh, I'm still here. Now your wave is coming towards me, and you could sometimes freeze it. Or you can just be in a state where, okay, Zilean used double bomb, now I don't have to worry about that anymore. So basically faking your base can be big for making the wave in a better spot. But I mean, it honestly, if you play, I feel like if you play nearly any champion in the game, I would just shove out waves every single time, level 1 through 2. Land a bubble, go around the Zilean bomb, get a little bit of poke off, doesn't really do too much. For first item, Dark Seal plus boots. I saw this Rengar here. I saw him coming in and I was just praying that he wouldn't jump on me. I did use R forward. It was almost kind of troll. I stop him. We stop him because we're just trying to annoy him, right? To make it so he can't base. I don't go for the other one here where he's basing because if I do step up this time versus him, it would put me further up and put me in more danger of him leaping on me because I didn't have bubble up. So that's important. I can't always go in to like stop his base because if I do, he might jump on me immediately. My Q disappears there. I was looking for a Q, but sadly it just didn't work out. But this is a pretty boring lane matchup. I didn't do good during the early game. I got hit by a lot of his abilities and stuff, so it wasn't really the best. I have free time here, so just grabbing some stuff. I saw a bot lane fight happening, or starting, so I just rotated to it. Zilean's not even here. Hit the Jhin with the Q. Now I'm just on the Rengar because he's the next target. This Lulu actually sticks around, so we just kill her. She's just walking into us. It's because Akali, I guess, was coming. Yeah, that's why. So Lulu stepped back up because Akali was coming down. So we just used the flash that we picked up off the ground. Use the bubble. Boom. Free kill. Good start to the game. And Zilean was mid that entire time. All of this happened because I had free time. I can't harass this guy under tower very well. The Jhin stops my base, just like the Rengar, right? And now I have to waste another, like, 6 seconds to base, so I'm off the map for longer. But yeah, I shoved... Having first shove in the current meta is super strong, which is why Zoe is also strong, right? Because at the end of the day, the games are very fast-paced for the most part. Sometimes games come out like this. Our team comp versus their team comp is extremely hard to function. We have a Pyke, and they have a Zilean Lulu. Those champions are good. This point, you saw how I just ran in there? I lost all control of my computer. If I was actually freaking out, because at that point, like, it's obviously Tyler1, so... Imagine him watching me just walk up and just stand there and watch Aphelios die. Because I can't control my stuff, I would not hear the end of it. I was like, oh my god, dude. Eventually, and then right there I lost more control. Eventually I just DC. And then once I restart, then it's all good. Back to pretty boring gameplay of just farming out. It's very difficult to punish this guy. I look for a bubble, doesn't land, have to immediately try to back away. Getting double bombed back isn't that bad. Like, this is all fine, right? When you play versus something like Zilean, fish for an ability, and even if it fails, at least you're not dying or anything. Sometimes you don't have to be super scared of doing these types of plays, right? Don't be nervous about it. If you're trying to improve your Zoe gameplay, you need to learn how to be aggressive and take bad trades sometimes, because sometimes you miss your abilities. You can't always land them. Can't always land them. I had free time after that wave shove, so I was just killing that pink ward. I think I might have seen Rengar topside during that time or something. Actually, I should make it so you guys don't see their vision. Here we go. Now Rengar's missing. This is better. I just flash here. I don't want to deal with the potential of getting snared and possibly killed with very little counterplay. I don't want to deal with it. So I just use my flash. I might have not had to, because I think Zilean already used bomb on the wave, so he actually can't double bomb me. So the risk is kind of minimal, but I was just like, nah. They have a Zilean, right? So Rengar can actually go under tower and try to kill me, and then Zilean can ulti and make it like pretty long. So I'm like, no. They sent Lulu up from bot side, so they're actually doing the Rift Herald here. They have numbers advantage. We can't do anything to stop that, right? And then this is when I DC. Right here. Good thing I clicked back. Not when I DC, but my computer freezes. So we'll just speed it up. We got the dragon because they were bot side. Or I mean, the enemy team was top side, so we got to do bot side, and we're back in the game. And we're just rushing our Ludens. I mean, pretty standard. Rengar actually has a full Dustblade, so some people actually have full Mythics before I do. My team's doing stuff over here, but nothing really happens. We're like looking for a pick, but it's really hard to pick their team. Rengar jumps in. I just fish for Qs from the back. I don't go too aggressive here. We kind of missed a lot of abilities. I look for bubble to try to like get somebody, but unfortunately I miss. I'm trying to block the Jhin ulti for our Zac. Look for another Q, doesn't land. We have to back away because we're losing so hard, so I'm just like, nah, I'm out. I don't even step up because if I do get hit by a Jhin W, I actually die. From here, I try to hit the wave, but I'm actually just barely... Oh no, wait, my Q just doesn't work. I tried to get a Jhin bubble here. It probably wouldn't have killed, but I thought maybe we could do something. And then, because Aphelios and Pyke are mid, and they're mid because bot tower is gone, then I'm just going to rotate bot to collect the wave because we have time to do something. This is timing where I'm praying that my team doesn't die mid. Every single time I ever catch bot wave or top wave and do side lane stuff whenever I play a mage, firstly, I'm scared because I'm Zoe, and if Rengar jumps on me, it's scary. But also, I always have to like be paying attention to mid lane to make sure that they're not fighting without me. And then sometimes they do and they all die. It's unfortunate. But we have our Ludens now. Just using my Time Warp Tonic in base. If you don't know what Time Warp Tonic makes it so you can use your Corrupting Potion like instantly. So what you do is you go from base, you run here, and you can use it, then run back into base, keep refreshing it. You need to do it like that to make it work. Just makes it so I heal and get mana faster. We have really good bot vision control. I guess we don't know when Dragon is because I have that setting off. I don't know. I guess I can keep this up, huh? This doesn't really matter too much. Oh, objective timers. How cool is that? Okay. I didn't know that this even existed. Get a little bit of poke on this guy. And this is right before the dragon, so that's really good for us. That Lulu, if she bases, will be extremely late to prepping the dragon. So that was really big poke for us. We're looking for a fight here. I think I missed my... No, I did not. Aphelios turret hits him and wakes him up. Sad, but he's super low now. So this should be free. There was a Gale Force on the ground. I don't know if you guys saw it. So I R'd forward on top of the Gale Force, and then Gale Force towards the Zilean. And that just gave me... Gale Force range is pretty long. I tried to block for this guy, but he still dies. He didn't even get hit by the Jhin shot. He just died to tower shots. We went too far. Clearly, we should not be diving even further. The Jhin ultimate was just too strong after we killed the other person. I can't really do anything for Pyke here, so I'm just running away. I hit a bubble, but I think... Do I even land this? Yeah, my Q just barely misses. There is so many almost misses here. And Pyke actually was able to get a double ultimate off. It was good. I mean, Zoe is... I think that you play her in a very supportive manner. She's similar to playing a Lux support in a way. You fish for bubbles, and you don't need to kill everybody in one shot. In some cases, the bubble is set up for your team. If I didn't land bubble here, none of that probably would have happened, right? That's just how it works. I sleep the Akali here, and I just help finish it, and then I just run away, because I don't want to possibly get ultied by this guy. So I just try to leave. This fight's really awkward for me. I land bubble, and I go for Q, and I land it. And then she goes over the wall, so I flash over the wall, because I'm afraid she has ultimate. So she then goes for Aphelios, so then I come back in to try to help. She gets Zillion ultied, and I'm manaless this entire time, so I'm just auto-attacking people, and there's not much on the ground that I can go for. So I just go for this Akali here. Lulu flashed over the wall, so now I'm just picking up her flash and trying to slowly go. I don't even have enough mana to use anything. Zac goes back in, I'm like, okay, I'll come to now. So I'll rejoin the fight. I finally get enough mana for 1 Q. And then Rengar comes in, so I flash over the wall and start picking stuff up. Because if I did this earlier, it would have put me into a big threatening position, because there were a lot of people there and they have their abilities. Unlike Zac, who can go in and CC like 3 people with his E there, I can't do anything. This guy eventually gets away. We actually just can't catch him. It was kind of a waste of time. I had to play Zoe as an auto attacker for that entire fight. It was not fun. And then they come back, and my team's pinging on the way during this time that they want to fight. So I'm like, okay, I will fight with you guys. So I have to run over to the Proto Belt to pick it up, and then use it to run away, dodge the Jhin W to try to, like, not die. I hit the Blast Comb for Zac, and then I'm just trying to run away. Pyke hits this guy to make it so he stops ulting, and then they come over this, and they still ping on the way. I'm like, no, I'm leaving. I just leave my team. I'm not gonna do any more with no mana Zoe, and we finally leave. Now, it seems that we're winning really hard, because we're doing good, right? Like, everybody actually has very similar KP, so we've made a lot of good plays as a team. Like, top lane, 11, 11, 11 for the Shen, Zac, and me, 9 and 8 for bot lane. Like, that's a lot of KP for everybody. Pyke does a really good job. He actually hits him while he's mid-jump, so he actually doesn't get hit. It cancels the auto. I try to defend this mid tower after resetting. I felt confident in this game, so I just went for the Medjais. I was like, let's do it. Let's see if I can pop off. Because they do have really squishy members, so it's an ideal Zoe game. Because I actually 100-0 somebody with a single combo. I don't do it a single time this game. Spoiler alert. These people play so far back, similar to how I played far back versus Rengar, to make it so he could never kill me. They do the same exact thing versus Zoe. They play 10 miles away, and also the Jhin is constantly being sped up by Lulu shielded, and sped up by Lulu and Zillion. So Jhin is running at like Mach 10, and I cannot hit a Q on this guy. It's just pure luck at that point. I mean, you're not going to be able to predict somebody's movement when it's that fast. Anyways, I'm just trying to wave clear this so they don't get the tower, but eventually it's just going to go down. The dragon is in 130, so that's probably still what we want to go for. The Baron is available, but they don't have the best Baron damage, so they would have to basically all go to do it. So as long as we see some of them, we're kind of okay. I'm rotating over so we get vision on it. As soon as I see a Akali top here, I was like, I went back mid because I knew that they're not on it if Akali's not on it. Just fishing for bubbles, seeing if anything sticks. Unfortunately, it doesn't. It's a really awkward game. We see the Rengar just back away. I was afraid. There's an Akali here, by the way. So I was super scared because I thought we were being flanked from all positions. If we got hit by that, it would be so bad. Rengar is still ulting. That's what the thing is on me. He finally goes in for Pike. The Zillion ulti gets him, though. And then he gets drowsied. But I have to go for the Akali instead since she jumped in. Just using my Q here, got the Zillion. I kill Lulu with something else. This guy walks forward. I use Q plus Protobelt, ignite him quickly before he can auto attack me. Unfortunately, Rengar was still alive. We got a triple kill. A lot of stuff happened there. But I also heard that people don't really like going back, so I'm completely fine with, like, it wasn't too much stuff going on, in my opinion. It was kind of just a normal team fight. I'm just playing safe in the back, fishing for any abilities, and if they land, they'll do a lot of damage. Oh crap, I did not mean to zoom back out even more. I can zoom out really, really, really far. Did not mean to do that. So yeah, we're 5-1-10. We have 14 stacks. And for a while, nothing's going to happen. And it's very boring. He can't really stop this. So it just gets taken. I don't remember if he dies or not. I'm coming back. So I fish for a Q. Doesn't land. Sadly, I land bubble on this guy though. But the Zac ultimate, which he can't control, stops it. So I wasn't really that interested in fighting here. I tried to get her when she used her E in, but Zac E actually prevents that. I actually don't go for the Lulu, I just go for the Jhin, but he's just being sped up and running at me. There's nothing I can do. I decided to just flash away. My whole entire team's dead, right? Like, I can't do enough to win that fight on my own. They're too tanky. I'm not extremely fed. Like, they have magic resist on some members, etc. So, not much I can do. I just decided to base instead to buy another item and refresh my potions and stuff, and there's nothing I can do on my own when everybody's dead, so why not reset and make it so we're all healthy when we get back onto the map. Yeah, but the fight was super awkward over here because, like, I'm only going for one person with Zac, but Zac Zoe feels terrible, right? Every single time I land bubble, every single one of his abilities is like an ability that's AoE. Or a knockback that is a knockback that's like harder to predict than like a Thresh play because it's a certain direction. So it just makes it really hard. I start the Baron. I was trying to make it so it hit them for me to do anything. So now is the like whole stalemate stuff. Rengar ults. We have to run away. Okay, just run away together. I fish for a Q. I'm trying to hit this guy, but I just barely miss. Because if I do land one ability on this guy, it's huge for us. And as you can see, the game's extremely even. We're only 500 gold ahead. I go to collect top wave since Akali shoved it. I fished for bubble here because there's sometimes people will just sit in this brush and look for you, so there's no reason not to just look. And then I immediately group back mid because it's solo key at the end of the day. Me split pushing is never probably gonna work for us. I fish for another Q, I land a good Q on Akali, get her down to half life, take a little bit of damage back. If I go side lane, they have an Akali, who is just a better champion at 1v1ing than Zoe is, and also a Rengar, who has a really good ultimate for killing people who side lane. So I just never did that for the entire game. I just group mid, stick together, and hope that we find a pick. And that's what makes the game really, really long. Sadly. even walking in here was dangerous because we don't know where Rengar is. Now we see him. I want to do blue buff, but my team like really wants to fight, so then I just don't start it because Rengar's ulting here, so I just run back. You can see, I thought he was about to jump on me. He looked like he was going to, so I threw bubble, but he didn't. And Rengar ulti's down again, but then like we see all the pings on the map, on the way pings. We go in. We get Jhin Gale Force, that guy's flash. This is all good. I look for a bubble on this guy. I'm unable to land it, but now we have a Gale Force. I could have maybe went harder for Jhin, possibly. Because I might have flash. I don't know, but we still got a lot there. We got a lot of good summoners. So I just come over to help with the blue so I can grab it, so I stop running out of mana constantly from fishing for these abilities all the time. And we're just going to play for Dragon because they're not really doing anything, but at the same time, we can't really punish them very well. Okay, we just did, right? We just got a lot of good summoners from them, so that's important. But Zoe is a very similar champion to like playing Lux. Right here, I was hoping that I could land something. Fishing for these long-range Qs. If one lands, he's dead. Because Gale Force plus Zoe Q normally does enough. The Q lands and then the Gale Force lands and it executes. Trying to get first push. Getting first push mid-wave before any objective is always nice because it allows you to walk in a bit easier. We got scared that they were on Baron, but obviously they're not because, you know, Jin's mid. Who are they going to be doing it with? Just Akali and Rengar? It's probably not going to happen. And then we say we're going to do the... I try to cut everybody off. We saw them right here, so I was hoping that they couldn't get around this. So then we could immediately start the dragon, and they were stuck over here for a while, so they're going to be late. This is when it's really awkward because, like, we're not grouped, and I just... Yeah, there's nothing I can do. Immediately die. But like Shen and Pyke were like over here for way too long, and I think that this fight could have went better if we were all grouped together sooner. I cut them off really well with the bubble over here to allow us to get into the vision control before them, but sadly, like I don't know, maybe he was fishing for an ability on somebody and it didn't work out. I don't really know. But, it just, yeah, I was in a bad spot and just instantly died. Team is trying some stuff out. You can't see the zillion bombs on people. There's one on him. I don't know why that is. Sometimes it just looks really weird. So for the rest of the game... Now that I know Rengar literally can do that to me, I never let him do that again. I never let him just jump on me. Look at his build path. Like, he's literally going one-shot build with no counterplay because he's going the Infinity Edge too. So right here, they go super aggressive. I go in with a long-range Q. I flash forward to kill the Akali, bubble this guy, R forward, use Q backwards, and just go for this guy as well. So... It was pretty standard Zoe play. As I run in, I RQ, and then I pick up the Proto Belt, follow them out. I use a Q flash because my R is not going to be available, and it's just... I think these kills are important, so we just kill everybody under the tower, and we get our stacks back that we just lost. We don't get to do anything with this, though. Because we don't have Baron damage with just me. So... Speed it up a bit. Baron starts. This guy goes in and dies, which is really good. I don't know why Rengar did that. Like, he actually went in 1v5. We start the Baron, and then I position myself over this wall. You can Q over the wall and hit Baron only from this spot, just to let you know. It's only from here, without using your thing. I try to bubble here to try to make it so they have to, like, run around it, so it just takes them longer, makes them a bit more scared. And then we finish it and we just back away. I tried to fish over the wall for like bubbles and stuff. Like I land one, but she has Mikhail's, which is very surprising. For some reason inside of high elo, people don't buy it. I don't know why. I go for a call. Landing my abilities on this guy isn't going to kill him. We just back away, right? What can I do? If I land any of my abilities on anybody besides Lulu Jin, I can't one-shot them because I just don't have enough damage yet. I will eventually, but not yet. So successfully get the Baron. We're close to Soul Point. And yeah, I mean, trust me, I warned you if you've made it this far, it's not very entertaining. It's because our team converse is there. It's just not, it's not good. It's so hard to kill people. Look for a bubble. I thought maybe they would be basing. Just trying to clear this out so they don't get the tower. The dragon's up in about 1 minute, so obviously going for that is pretty important. Speed it up. We're going to be doing Dragon Vision, right? Next objective is coming up. I just do blue buff. If you're wondering about the Lich Bane feels really, really, really good on Zoe. Most of my games, it has like 3,000 plus damage. Like, you actually deal a lot of damage with Lich Bane. It really does fit Zoe's kit well. So that's the reason why I build it so much. I've been enjoying it over Shadow Flame, so I'm just going to continue building it as second item. I look for bubble like this. It's so hard, man. Like, here, I'm going to back up and hope it doesn't freeze. Sometimes VODs freeze. Like, look at this. Look how difficult it would be to actually land this here. I'm fishing for it. Like, he steps up hard. Like, he's just in my face. And he's running so fast. If it lands, by the way, let's say it does land, then he'll just get McHale'd as well. Like, it's terrifying. I thought he was going to hit me here, but he didn't. Once again, fish for... It looked like he was going to auto-attack me, so I was trying to hit bubble at the same time that he autoed. But I just ran it over here. I was going to, once again, look for more Qs. See how far away he's playing? Like, they never want to step up close enough that even allow me to hit them. Unfortunately, there was a trap here. So what happens is because Rengar is like somewhere behind us, we can't see him, but because he's on, the vision shows up here, then we have to run downward towards the Akali because we don't want Akali to flank us. Rengar goes in 1v5. I actually missed everything there, but it's okay. I played super far back and we can do stuff at the end. I hit the Rengar there with my Q and then auto-attacked Akali because I didn't see where she was. Landed bubble on Jhin, but he got McHale'd. Look for another Q. I'm not going to go too far because there's still a lot of low people. I go for the Rengar and ignite him with Lich Bane, and then I go for the Jhin here. And the electrocute proc killed him, so then I can clean everything up afterwards. Just one Q. Boom. That guy's dead. And then because I was able to clean up afterwards, then... Actually, we'll go back. I'll explain everything in slower detail. We'll just go slow motion. Okay, number 1. Rengar's ultimate is expiring. Tyler1 was always complaining this game about him being the target of this Rengar. You know, like, why is this guy wasting all of his abilities on me, right? I'm pretty sure Rengar didn't do this on purpose. I'm pretty sure he was going for Aphelios. It was an accident. And the reason why Rengar jumped over this wall is it was going to expire, and he wanted to use this brush to jump again. So that's number 1. I looked for a Q plus E, and... Oh, wait, no, my Q did land. I didn't miss everything. I only missed my bubble. Anyways, I hit the Q on Akali. Decent chunk. I'm playing really far back because we need to. I die in 1 hit to anybody. I use Q on Rengar because I didn't see Akali. My auto attack with Lich Bane kills that guy. And then I use bubble on the Jhin, but it gets McHale, so it doesn't really matter. I position myself more far away. I get hit by the Jhin W, but it's whatever. I look for a Q on Lulu, but then I back away again because I know Rengar's sitting inside this brush, so I got afraid that he might jump on me. He kills Night Blue, but I walk up, and now is Lich Bane, auto attack plus ignite. And then as he comes back in, Q plus auto attack, probably Lich Bane proc, plus my E was 3 hits, so then they die. So basically, I just played really far away, and I got a lot of big Lich Bane hits. Look, did 1,000 damage. It wasn't just this team fight, but like... It does 309 plus my Zoe damage, which is like something else, but it's the thing's not here right now because I turned it off. So sometimes I have to play 10 miles away and play like extremely like selfishly. I have to play selfish just to make Zoe work because of how many threats there are. So yeah, we just get the dragon here. And that's our soul point, so that's kind of nice. And then nothing happens for a long time again. Like, actually nothing happens. So, Dragon's gone, right? Baron is the next thing that we're going to be playing around. Once again, my champion, I fish for stuff. That's what I do. That's all I'm going to be doing for the next, like, 10 minutes. I'm standing here, AFK, because I can't step up. Because Rengar might ult me. So there's nothing I can even do. So I have to just play back here. Right? I don't have any of my teammates around me at that time. And let's say even if Pyke is near me, what is he going to do to help me, right? Like, I'll just die instantly. I did buy a stopwatch, by the way, obviously, to make it so if he does ever jump on me, I can at least counter it, right? So I can survive. So I did buy one defensive item finally. We're trying to hard shove mid here because the Zilean is top. I fish for a Q. He's just running away, unable to land anything. I also got hit by his abilities, so it kind of hurt a little bit. Top wave is kind of shoving out. Also, I can't trust Shen to ulti me fast enough to the point that his shield will save me from the Rengar as well. That's like something. Because, in case you're wondering, you're like, well, Shen can ult you to maybe save you from the Rengar. No, he can't. He can't do it fast enough. He actually just died too fast. Fishing for bubbles over this thick-ass wall here, because sometimes people will step up. But yeah, Zilean has a Banshees. They just keep buffing this guy, so he's just unkillable. And Rengar is permanently missing. I have no idea where he is. Let's look. I don't even know where he is. Look! He's just waiting for an opportunity to flank one of the us and just one-tap us. So he's permanently missing off the map. Gone. We have no idea where he is. We do know now, but like, in-game, we have no idea. So, we can't do anything. So I'm sitting underneath my tower again. Because I can't step up. Rengar is gone. So, it gets to the point that I think just we do Elder. I'll speed it up a little bit, make sure that we don't miss anything, but I try to do my blue buff. I checked all the brushes with my abilities because I didn't know if Rengar was sitting there. Then we see Rengar top. We can shove in. We can look for stuff. I tried to bubble to... Oh, I hit bubble on her, but she McHale'd. So, bubble doesn't do anything because she QSS'd herself. Right? Now, what happens here is probably my mistake. Maybe. I was trying to get mid-wave. Rengar goes bot to fight this Shen with Akali, and we could have done Baron, probably. I was pinging for assistance because Jhin was ulting me, but they did die pretty fast. Oh wait, Rengar's not even there. It was only Lulu? Okay, it's actually maybe not my fault. Maybe this was actually just an impossible thing to do, then. Rengar ulting, run away... Super scary. This fight's really, really awkward that's coming up, and I wanted to go for a steal. My Q deals enough damage that I can probably confidently steal it. But Akali goes in, and, like, it goes on our Jhin, and I have to turn around to try to help him. Right here, first thing, I fish for Q. And I was hoping that it would land on somebody. This would almost one-shot him. So I used my real flash here. Kind of important. Akali just immediately goes in. And now, like, I can't prep my Q without, like, just leaving my Jhin, or my Aphelios to die, so I try to help him, but then it's already too late. Knight Blue went for the steal, wasn't able to get it. So we lose the Baron. I'm still just looking for random Qs, but it never works out for us, sadly. But, like, because Akali was able to get on the back, it just made it really awkward for me. I could have maybe just ignored my team. Maybe I could have done that. I land bubble on this guy, doesn't do anything, right? We have to play 10 miles back once again. Elder is coming up, because we have Soul Point. So Elder being available will be the next play for us. I'm full build now. I don't get a blue pot though. I couldn't afford it, sadly. So I'm just running to the fight. I'm really speedy because I have 2 movement speed items with the Medjais and the Lichbane. And once again, back to fishing for abilities. Very exciting. Wasn't able to land anything. Decide to not go there. I see that Rengar is coming, so I immediately back away. Rengar jumps in. I'm just fishing for more. Nothing lands, sadly. I look for a Zillion here. It doesn't work either. They use Gale Force away. Here's a Kali on the backside. I actually use this to see her. So I use that Scrying Orb to see her, and then I Blast Cone over the wall. And I figure she's probably still sitting in this brush, because that's what people normally do if they want to flank. Land the bubble. I immediately follow it up with just what I have. Boom. One shot. Finally, I land an ability because somebody put themselves into a vulnerable position. All these people are playing so far back that I can't do anything. So we start the Elder. Rengar ulti's back up somehow, and he just used it, I thought, but... Rengar goes for the Pike for some reason. Actually, it might be because of the Zhonya's on me. I don't know. I mean, if he went for it, maybe he could have done it, but... He dies. I'm stepping up again, trying to do stuff. Our Arphelios gets hit, but that's fine. I do clean up at the end. Like, I'm not laning that much, but at the very end I do. Right here. Finally. As soon as I land something, everybody dies. And that's okay. I mean, everybody always expects you to land everything when you're playing a certain champion. Listen, if the people are playing so far back to the point that, like, they're not putting you in danger as well, that's fine, man. All you need is one fight where you hit it, right? So... It was probably more impressive to be on my team than watching the gameplay with my KDA and stuff, because, like, my teammates, my Ophelio said I was 1v9. Professor Akali was saying that I'm cracked at Zoe. Tyler1 says that maybe he should pick Zoe more often. Like, you know, like the backhanded compliment. Because, oh my gosh, I'm popping off on Zoe. I'm a Zoe one-trick, obviously. Shoving out top wave, catching waves. We can't do anything with this, by the way. I'll just speed it up. Trust me, it's not that exciting. Catch the blue buff. Go mid to try to siege. Rengar is once again missing. I look for a big Q, because if it... But they're just playing 10 miles back. Also, Jin... This was Jin E. And maybe one bomb. Jin E did 1,000 damage here. So I used my ultimate when I was trying to go for him with that Q, but when he like ran really, really far away again, because if he gets hit by 1, he's probably dead. 1 Q, he's dead. Just playing super safe. So I actually tell my team to back up because I'm actually terrified. Because I die in 1 hit. And my team goes aggressive, and we almost get into a bad spot. I just like, okay, here we go. Let's fight. Yeah, I hit bubble here, but nothing happens. I don't know even who I hit, but... I tell my team to back off because I'm super chunked, man. I got hit by 1 Jinny. It's my fault. His trap deals too much damage. Back to... I only went bot here because I was trying to grab a thing, but then Shen just left because he was like, oh, okay, he's taking my lane, so I'll leave. I was only trying to get a balloon to grab a summoner. Baron's the next objective coming up. We have to play around it again. Once again, I never can fish for anything because they're just playing 10 miles away while being super fast. Jin would have killed me in like 3 autos probably. He's fed, right? Oh, yeah. He would kill me really fast. He would probably crit me for like 650 damage. Got hit by Jin W. My team's like pushing top here, so we can't do anything. This is kind of small stuff, but like when your teammates are doing stuff, like backing and pushing out sideways, and they're the carry and stuff, and not a Shen who can join the fight, you need to play far back like this, and just let them shove towards you and farm it from a safe distance. See how far back I am? We can't contest wave. You only can contest wave when you have your team around you, and we don't. One important player, the Aphelios. So, kind of small thing. Back to shoving out mid wave again. Trying to get the control. Is a ward in here? It didn't sweep. So, because we know that most of this is not seen, we just immediately start it. It's late game. We do Baron in what? That was like probably 5 seconds? 6 seconds? So because they're not stepping up with this ward, we would see them here. We can just immediately start it. If an enemy team is not coming to stop you from even... Okay, if they're not pressuring the objective, not stop you, but they're not pressuring, start it. And if they come, you can back off. And if they don't come, you can just do it. Akali's top here. I keep on walking over all these Jhin traps because there's just so many of them. But nothing really can happen. Akali goes missing. We might be able to get flanked here. That's what I'm thinking about. I'm only thinking about how I can die because one death from me means the game. At this point, the death timers are 1 minute. If we get wiped, the game's over. And once again, they are playing 10 miles away. Rengar's over here. I figured maybe I can try to help chase, but sadly, nothing really gets accomplished here. I land bubble, he gets cleansed. So, but that's down, and it's down for a long time, right? So, second Elder now coming up. We decide to reset because everybody can maybe afford something. If one person used to buy, everybody should reset. There is no reason to stay on the map solo at 50 minutes into the game, and this is important for your games, and dying to getting picked and losing the game. Just stick together, right? That's actually pretty important. Even if I have nothing to buy, I just buy another potion or something. The last team fight's not even good for me either. But I do deal the most damage in the game still. Akali was there. I'm just fishing for abilities. Nothing happens. I decide to not try to do anything. Rengar jumps in. I lane bubble on Lulu. I think Lulu actually... Wow, she doesn't even die here. I land Q on Akali here. I'm once again playing really far back. Fish for bubble, barely misses that guy. Fish for Q, doesn't land on that guy. But we clean it up at the end. So this guy dies. And now I can just use all my abilities forward. Auto attack people. Use my flash. And we kill everybody. And then this is actually the end of the game. So all we do now is we just shove in bot. I have Lichbane, so you'll see how much damage we deal to it. Oh, she landed E on me there, so I thought she was going to go for me, but she didn't. And that's just game over. Like, look at this damage on tower, watch. Bop. That was like 1/3 of its HP. So, blah, blah, blah. The game ends. Continue. This is the game, 18-2. You can see that we were winning, but once again, their team comp just made it impossible to do anything. So we have this long-ass game. Here's the damage dealt. If you care about seeing that, Jhin did more damage than I did, but I did the most on my team. I don't think you can see the stats for Lichbane damage. Doesn't show anything like that, sadly. But yeah. So if you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like on it. Solid game with a lot of important names inside of it, I suppose. And yeah, man, I feel like I'm forgetting something that I was going to explain, but maybe I didn't forget anything. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you guys in the next video. Sorry that had to be review rather than a full game commentary. So, peace out, thanks for watching, goodbye.